My name is Daniel Carter, I said once during a company dinner, and Olivia laughed softly and squeezed my hand under the table. You don't need to introduce yourself, she whispered. Everyone already knows you're mine. I believe that meant something. I'll handle it, I told her for the 100th time one night, my laptop open at the kitchen table. You have the board meeting tomorrow. Sleep. Olivia didn't look up from her phone. Just email me the numbers. I already did, I said. Twice. She sighed. Daniel, I'm exhausted. So am I said, smiling anyway. Our apartment was small, quiet, and always dim. We ate late dinners from takeout boxes. She talked about growth, investors, pressure. I talked about nothing important. When my boss offered me a promotion, I said no. I can't travel right now, I told him. My girlfriend needs me. That night, Olivia kissed my cheek and said, You're amazing. That was enough back then. Why don't you ever talk about your work anymore? She asked one evening, loosening her heels. I don't need to, I said. Yours matters more. She paused. That's not true. But it feels true, I said. Her phone rang. She answered before I finished speaking. I'm walking into the elevator, she said sharply. Yes, I know. No, I'll handle it. I watched her pace our living room like it was a battlefield. When she hung up, she rubbed her temples. You should eat, I said. I already did, she replied, though the food was untouched. Later, in bed, I whispered, Do you ever miss us? She turned away. Daniel, don't start. I'm not starting anything, I said. I just want to know if we're okay. We're fine, she said quickly. I'm just tired. She was always tired. A week later, Ethan cornered me outside my office. You look like hell, he said. I'm busy, I replied. With your life or hers? He asked. I laughed. Same thing. No, he said firmly. It's not. Over coffee, he leaned forward. You skipped 2 promotions. You don't talk anymore. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. I'm supporting my partner, I said. You're erasing yourself, he said. I shook my head. That's love. That's fear, Ethan replied. That night, I brought Olivia dinner again. She barely glanced at me. I might be late tomorrow, she said. Marcus wants a private review. Oh, I said. Another one? She stiffened. Don't make it weird. I'm not, I said quickly. I trust you. She didn't answer. Instead, she said, Daniel, you know this phase won't last forever. I know, I said. I'll wait. She finally looked at me then. Her eyes were tired, distant. You're very patient, she said. I can be, I replied. For you. She nodded, already pulling out her phone again. As she turned away, a quiet thought settled in my chest, heavy and unfamiliar. I wondered when loving her had started to feel like disappearing. But I pushed it down. Love, I told myself, always saves the patient ones. My name came up on the reservation screen, and Olivia smiled like she was about to close a deal. This place is quiet, she said, sliding into the booth. I thought you liked quiet, I said. I do, she replied. Her voice was smooth, practiced. I watched her straighten the menu like notes on a desk. Daniel, she said, I'm going to be direct. Okay, I said, my chest tightening. This relationship isn't working, she said. I waited. I need someone on my level, she continued. The words landed softly, politely, like they had been rehearsed. I don't understand, I said. You do, she replied. You've been holding yourself back. For you, I said. She nodded. That's exactly the problem. My hands shook under the table. Across the room, I saw Marcus glance over, then look away. How long? I asked. She inhaled. A while. So this isn't new, I said. No, she said. Silence stretched. I want to be fair, she added. She slid an envelope toward me. What's that? Enough to help you start fresh, she said. My face burned. You're paying me to leave? I'm trying to be kind, Daniel. I pushed it back. No, I said. She frowned. You don't have to make this hard, she said. You already did, I replied. Her phone buzzed. She didn't answer. I appreciate everything you did, she said. That hurt more than anything. I thought we were a team, I said. We were, she said. Past tense. I stood. Marcus watched. I won't cause a scene, I said. I know, she said. As I walked out, my legs felt hollow. I didn't cry. I broke quietly. Outside the restaurant, cold air hit my face. You don't want to talk? She asked, following. There's nothing left, I said. That's not true, she replied. Then say it, I said. She hesitated. I outgrew us, she said. I laughed sharp. I built the ground you stood on, I said. You supported me, yes, she said. That was love, I said. That was your choice, she replied. Those words sliced. I would have chosen you, I said. I chose myself, she answered. I nodded. Good, I said. I will too. She looked surprised. I walked away. Each step felt heavier but clearer. Inside, anger argued with shame. She never loved you, one voice said. She did, another whispered. My phone buzzed. Ethan. You okay? He asked. No, I said. Where are you? Outside, I replied. I'm coming, he said. I sat on the curb. Cars passed. Laughter floated from inside. I gave her everything, I said when he arrived. I know, Ethan replied. She looked right through me, I said. That's on her, he said. I stared ahead. I was so easy to replace, I said. You were easy to use, he corrected. I closed my eyes. The truth burned. She thought this would end you, Ethan said. I breathed out. It started something, I replied. Above us the restaurant lights flickered. Inside Olivia laughed. I didn't turn back. The night had already taken enough. Come stay with me, Ethan said. Just tonight, I replied. However long, he answered. I stood. My hands were steady now. I won't beg, I said. You never did, he replied. We walked. My mind replayed her voice, calm, final. I need someone on my level. The words echoed, then faded. I realized something. She didn't climb higher. She just pushed me down. And in that fall, something inside me woke. I won't let this define me, I said. Ethan nodded. It already defined her, he replied. I looked back once. The glass door reflected a man I barely recognized. I trusted her, I said. You trusted love, Ethan said. That didn't feel foolish anymore. It felt finished. I stepped forward. Behind me the door closed. Ahead the night waited. My heart hurt but it still beat. And for the first time I knew this wasn't the end. It was the break. The betrayal was complete. I gave her my silence, I said. And she sold it, Ethan replied. I swallowed. No more, I said. Never, he agreed. We reached the car. I looked up at the sky. I loved her, I said. I know, Ethan replied. That's why this hurts, I finished. He opened the door. I got in. The engine started. The past stayed behind. I didn't look back. I couldn't. The silence was finally mine. I breathed and let the night witness my breaking beginning alone. I dropped my bag on Ethan's floor and said, I won't be here long. You can stay as long as you need, Ethan replied. I just need a few days, I said. He looked at me. You're lying. I sat on the couch. I know. That night I stared at the ceiling and whispered, How did this happen? No one answered. In the morning Ethan asked, Did you sleep? I closed my eyes, I said. That's not the same, he replied. I picked up my phone. Don't, he warned. I just want to read, I said. I scrolled through Olivia's messages. Proud of you. I couldn't do this without you. Love you. I laughed quietly. She meant it back then. Ethan sat beside me. Maybe she did. I should text her, I said. No, he replied. I won't send it, I said. I typed, Did I ever matter to you? My thumb hovered. She's busy, I told myself. She'll answer later. Ethan shook his head. She already answered. I deleted the message. Later, alone, I said out loud, I wasn't nothing. The room stayed silent. Days passed without shape. You need air, Ethan said. I need answers, I replied. You won't get them from her, he said. We walked to a cafe near her office. Just coffee, I said. I know, he replied. Inside I froze. Marcus stood near the counter. I pulled my hood up. Don't look, Ethan whispered. I need to hear, I said. Marcus laughed. She finally did it. Another man asked, The boyfriend? Ex, Marcus said. He was dead weight. My stomach dropped. That easy? The man asked. Marcus smirked. Too easy. He thought loyalty mattered. I clenched my fist. She needed someone sharper, Marcus continued. Not a helper. The man laughed. Did he beg? No, Marcus said. Quiet type. Made it cleaner. Ethan touched my arm. Let's go. I couldn't move. Marcus added, She outgrew him years ago. Something inside me cracked, then sealed shut. I turned away. Outside, Ethan said, "You heard enough." "I heard everything," I replied. On the walk back, I said, "I was a tool." "You were used," he corrected. "I let it happen," I said. "You loved her," he said. "That doesn't excuse blindness," I replied. Back on the couch, I stared at my phone again. I opened her contact. I imagined her voice saying, "Daniel, don't do this." I whispered, "Just one word." I typed, "I miss you." I erased it. I typed, "Why wasn't I enough?" Erase. I dropped the phone. "I almost begged," I said. Ethan replied, "You didn't." "But I wanted to," I said. "That's human," he said. I sat up. He said I was dead weight. Ethan nodded. "That's how they justify it." "They," I repeated. "Yes," he said. "Not just her." I closed my eyes. Every sacrifice replayed. Every late night. Every time I said yes. "I thought we were building something together," I said. "She was building herself," Ethan replied. "And I was the latter," I said. He didn't deny it. That night I lay awake again. I spoke softly. "I would have stayed." Ethan answered from the other room. "She knew." That hurt worse. The silence wasn't empty anymore. It was loud. I sat up and said, "I won't text her." "Good," Ethan replied. "I won't explain myself," I said. "Better," he answered. "I won't ask why," I said. "That's strength," he replied. I looked at my hands. "They used to shake," I said. "They won't forever," he said. In the quiet, something shifted. Pain stopped screaming. Started thinking. I wasn't crying anymore. I was remembering. And remembering felt dangerous. I whispered, "She never saw me." Ethan replied, "Now you see her." I nodded. The silence settled again. This time it felt solid. It felt cold. It felt like the beginning of something I didn't have a name for yet. But I knew one thing. I would never be that easy again. I walked into Rachel's office and said, "I didn't expect to see you here." "You never do," she replied with a smirk. "Coffee?" "Yes, please." "Strong." "You sit my pay down." Rachel poured. "So, Daniel, you look alive." "I survived," I said, sitting. "Barely." She laughed softly. "Olivia?" I nodded. She moved on. Quickly. "Did she hurt you?" "Everything." I traced the rim of my cup. "I gave her everything." "Good thing you kept receipts," she said lightly. "What?" I asked, frowning. Rachel leaned back. "Metaphorically speaking. You're meticulous, Daniel. Contracts, clauses. Something always slips past people who aren't paying attention." "I remember drafting a clause," I said slowly. "Profit sharing." Quiet. "No one noticed." "Exactly," she said, eyes bright. "No one cared then. But now, that clause is a lever." I swallowed. "I didn't think she'd forget it." Rachel shrugged. "People forget what they can't see. They assume control." "Do I use it?" I asked. "You could," she said. "Legally it's yours. Morally, depends on what you want." "I don't want to stoop," I said. "I want dignity." "Dignity," she repeated. "Or satisfaction?" "I'm not sure what I want," I admitted. "Part of me wants revenge. Another part." I paused. "I just want to be free of her shadow." Rachel leaned forward. "Daniel, listen. Justice doesn't need anger. It needs patience." I frowned. "Patience." "Yes," she said. "You wait. Watch. Let the world unfold." She underestimated you. You don't need to shout. You just need to claim what's yours when the time is right. I stared at the cup in my hands. "And she'll never see it coming?" "Exactly," she said. "Silent power is the most effective." I thought about every late night, every spreadsheet, every sacrifice no one noticed, every invisible effort. "Do you think she even cared about me?" I asked softly. "She cared about what you could do for her," Rachel said. "Not you." The words stung. I leaned back. "So all these years, my loyalty, my work?" "Not wasted," Rachel said firmly. "Invested." I laughed bitterly. "Invested in a person who'd discard me?" "Not invested in her," she said. "Invested in the position you'll take now. And you're ready." I looked out the window. I could take it now. Hurt her. Make her regret. "Or you could wait," Rachel said. "Patience gives you more than revenge. It gives you control." I nodded slowly. "Control?" I whispered. "I never had it with her." "You do now," she said. "And she won't see it coming." My mind spun. Profit sharing, legal leverage, everything I quietly built while she shined. The irony made me smile faintly. Do I use it immediately? I asked again. Not yet, Rachel said. Wait. Let her rise. Let her mistakes accumulate. You'll be untouchable when the time is right. I'm not sure I can wait, I admitted. You can, she said. Because you've survived worse. This is just strategy. Silent, deliberate, patient strategy. I took a deep breath. Silent, patient, strategy. Rachel smiled. Exactly. And Daniel, remember. Anger clouds judgment. Calm observation strengthens it. I nodded again, thinking of Olivia laughing, her calls, her distance. Every moment I ignored, every night I stayed silent, every I got this, while she took the credit, it all mattered. I leaned back. Patience, I said. I can do that. Yes, she said. And when the moment comes, you'll act from strength, not spite. The weight in my chest lightened slightly. I whispered almost to myself, justice doesn't need anger. It needs patience. Rachel smiled knowingly. Exactly. I looked out the window again. The city lights blinked like small reminders. I can wait, I said firmly. I will wait. And when I claim it, she won't see me coming. Rachel nodded. Good. That's exactly what you need to do. I left her office with a new calm settling over me. For the first time since she left, I felt power quietly stirring inside. And I knew I could wait. I could watch. I could rise. All while she stayed blind. I watched Olivia on a televised interview. Our growth strategy is unmatched, she said. Her smile gleamed under the studio lights. I sipped my coffee unmoved. She's dazzling, Jason whispered from the cubicle beside mine. Looks can't hide everything, I said. Jason frowned. I mean, people admire her. Not me, I said leaning back. I know the work behind the curtain. He nodded silently. Later my bank notified me. Another deposit from the clause I drafted years ago. Quiet. Invisible. Untouched by her attention. I smiled faintly. You didn't touch it? Jason asked. Not a cent, I said. Patience has value. Patience? He repeated, incredulous. Yes. And timing? I said. At home I burned old photos. Olivia laughing, dates, dinners. Flames consumed the memories I'd carried too long. She's gone, I muttered. Completely. I closed our joint account online. Done, I said aloud. Everything connected, severed. Jason watched me quietly. Doesn't it hurt? I shook my head. Hurts for people who wait for apologies. I'm done waiting. Days later, Olivia won an award. Headlines screamed her name. I flipped the paper calm. She's unstoppable, Jason said, flipping pages with me. I'm calm, I replied. You'll see. He looked confused. How can you be calm when she's everywhere? I don't need to be anywhere but here, I said. And I control that. We sat in silence. I guided him through the files on his desk. Overworked, exhausted, running errands no one noticed. I showed him shortcuts, tips, methods to manage the chaos. You make it look easy, he said. I've been here before, I replied. Learn now so you survive later. I returned home that evening. I looked around my apartment. Quiet. Small. Mine. No traces of her. I sank into the sofa. I've rebuilt, I whispered. The next morning I went to the bank. Reviewed accounts. Everything flows as planned, I said aloud. Unnoticed. Perfect. Jason knocked. Mentor talk. Yes, I said. Sit. We discussed goals, work-life balance, efficiency. He laughed. You make this sound like a game. Life is a game, I said. Play it smart. Later, I poured old letters into the fireplace. Flames curled around each word. Letters don't hold me anymore, I muttered. Jason raised an eyebrow. You ever think about calling her? No, I said. Silence is more powerful. The fire glowed. I closed my eyes. Calm returned to my chest. Not anger. Not revenge. Control. She thinks she's untouchable, I said. But she forgot one thing. What's that? Jason asked. Everything I built quietly, I said. Invisible until the time is right. I leaned back, breathing slowly. Each breath felt like reclaiming space I had lost for years. The calm before the storm, I whispered. Jason tilted his head. Storm? Yes, I said. But it won't be loud. It will be precise. I checked my investments. All funds from the clause were working silently. Every month, unnoticed growth. I smiled faintly. The trap closes slowly, I said. Jason nodded. I get it. I've learned patience, I said. Power isn't revenge. It's control. And control is steady. I folded the last letter, set it on the shelf. This is mine now, I whispered. Outside, the city moved. Headlines screamed her success. Awards glittered. Cameras followed her every move. Inside, I felt something else. Come. Dominance without noise. I wasn't celebrating her fall. I was preparing quietly for the moment she couldn't ignore me. Everything will unfold, I said. And I'll be ready. Jason looked at me wide-eyed. You're different. Survived, I said simply. Stronger. Patient. Ready. I closed my laptop. The night settled in. My apartment was still. Mine. And for the first time in years, I felt completely free. The storm hadn't arrived yet. But I could sense it, and I was waiting. My phone rang. Caller ID, Linda Reed. Daniel, she said, voice trembling. I need your help. I'm listening, I said. It's Olivia, the company, she admitted. Investors are furious. Lawsuits. Marcus, he's betraying her. I leaned back. I see. Please, she whispered. You were always more than anyone else. You know the business. You know her. I know her, I said slowly. And I also know I'm not stepping back into chaos for her. Linda sighed. I never thought I'd hear that. You always protected her. I still do, I said. Just differently. She hesitated. Daniel, she called you. Did she? I asked. My heart beat faster. Yes, Linda said. She sounded desperate. The line went quiet. I held my breath. Then her name flashed on my phone. Olivia. I answered. Hello. Daniel, she said. Her voice shook. Why didn't you fight for me? I swallowed. Because I finally started fighting for myself. What do you mean? She asked, panic creeping in. I mean, I said slowly, I realized I was invisible while you climbed. I stopped losing myself for someone who wouldn't see me. She paused. I thought you'd always be there. I said. But not like that. Not to erase who I am. You can't leave me now, she said, voice raw. I need you. You didn't need me when it counted, I said. You replaced me quietly, just like Marcus did behind your back. There was silence. Then she whispered, Daniel, I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't rebuild trust, I said. It doesn't fix what you broke. It doesn't undo the nights I stayed quiet, fixing your mess. I never realized. You realized too late, I said firmly. And that's the difference between us now. Her voice cracked. I was desperate. Desperation isn't power, I said. I waited while you thrived. I stayed patient while you thought you were untouchable. And now you're learning. There was a pause. I could hear her breathing. Daniel, please, she said softly. I can't lose everything. Not like this. You lost more than you think, I said. You lost my loyalty, my trust. You lost the person who believed in you completely. You never saw me as your equal. And that's on you. I didn't mean. You meant what you did, I said. Every choice you made was for you. And every step you took without me proved I was just background. You never needed to see me, I said. And now the truth is clear. I won't step in. Not because I don't care, but because I finally care about myself. Silence. Then a trembling voice. I underestimated you. You did, I said. And that's why I survived while you're scrambling. You can call me back, beg, or apologize endlessly. It won't change what happened. Her voice cracked again. I thought I could manage without you. You thought wrong, I said. And that's the lesson. She hesitated. Do you hate me? No, I said. I pity you for never realizing what you had. And I respect myself enough not to be a crutch anymore. I ended the call and sat in silence. Linda's voice returned on the other line. Daniel, you're strong. Stronger than I thought. I had to be, I said. Otherwise, I'd still be invisible. I leaned back, thinking of Olivia, Marcus, and the empire unraveling without me. No explosions, no shouting. Just quiet cracks, subtle mistakes, slow betrayals. And I watched it all from a distance I finally controlled. My silence wasn't weakness, I whispered. It was power. Linda exhaled. I hope she sees that too. She will, I said. Too late for her. Perfect timing for me. I hung up, closed my eyes, and let the tension leave my chest. For the first time I felt clarity, control, and calm. And I knew, the empire she built without me was already cracking. The call came early. "Daniel, it's over," said a voice I barely recognized. "Over?" I asked. "Olivia's been removed from the board," Linda said. "Lawsuits, investors, everything." I didn't celebrate. I listened. "Do you want to see her?" Linda asked cautiously. I suppose," I said. Curiosity, not anger. Minutes later, I sat across from her in a small cafe. No cameras, no assistants. Just Olivia. She looked smaller somehow. Eyes tired, shoulders slumped. "Daniel," she said quietly. I messed up." "I see that," I said. "I never meant any of it," she whispered. "Didn't matter what you meant," I said. "It's what you did." She stared at her hands. I thought you'd fight for me." "I finally realized," I said, "I had to fight for myself." Her eyes widened. I don't understand." "You don't need to," I said. "You made your choice. I made mine." "I thought I was doing what was best," she said softly. "You were doing what was easiest," I said. "And you never once saw me as your equal." She swallowed. I underestimated you." "I know," I said calmly. "And that was your mistake." She paused. "Daniel, can we talk about this?" "We can," I said. "But I won't change anything. I'm not here to plead or explain." Her lips trembled. I never realized." "You didn't," I said. "And now you're learning the hard way." I ruined everything," she whispered. "You ruined the version of us where I was invisible," I said. "The rest, you'll have to face." She looked at me broken. "I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't undo the years I spent silent," I said. "It doesn't undo the nights I carried your weight while you climbed." "Daniel, You don't get to finish that sentence," I said softly. "You had your chance. You didn't see me. That's on you." Her eyes filled. I thought dumping you would ruin you. That you'd lose me?" I finished for her. "I didn't. You freed me." "Freed you?" she repeated, voice cracking. "Yes," I said. "You thought abandoning me would break me. Instead, it made me see who I am. It made me value myself. And it gave me control. Not over you, not over the company, over me." She didn't speak, just stared. "You don't get to apologize for the damage you caused," I said. "But you do get to understand it too late. That's all." Tears slid down her cheeks. Quiet. Broken. Not dramatic. Not loud. Just her, stripped of everything she thought defined her. I took a deep breath. "Daniel, No," I said. "Not another word. This is my moment, not yours. And I don't need revenge. I don't need to watch you suffer. I only need to walk away." She nodded, defeated. I stood. Dumping me didn't ruin me. It freed me. Her lips quivered. "I understand." "You understand too late," I said. "And that's enough." I walked toward the door. Outside the wind was cool. No cameras. No applause. Just me finally untethered. I paused. Looked back once. She sat there, broken, powerless. I didn't feel satisfaction, didn't feel joy. Just clarity. I stepped outside. Freedom. Control. Peace. No anger, no revenge, only the quiet strength I'd gained. She had built herself up on my silence. Now silence was my power. I breathed in the night air. "I'm done," I whispered. And for the first time it was true. I walked away, not cruelly, not boastfully, but completely. The power shift was complete. I was no longer the invisible one. I was free. And she finally understood too late. I woke up to sunlight streaming through the apartment window. I stretched, yawned, and whispered, "Another day of freedom." Jason called me later. "Daniel, I finally handed in my notice." "Finally?" I asked, smiling. "I couldn't stay there," he said. "Too much stress. Too little recognition." "Good," I said. "You deserve better." "I wouldn't have done it without your guidance," he admitted. "You had it in you all along," I said. "I just reminded you." "We met for lunch." He looked lighter, unburdened. "I feel like I can breathe again." "You can," I said. "And remember, no one defines your value but you." Later I checked my accounts. Investments had grown quietly, steadily. I leaned back, sipping my coffee. The clause didn't just pay me back. It built me a life. I booked a flight to Italy. "A change of scenery," I whispered. In Venice I walked along canals. Boats drifted. People laughed. I smiled, thinking this is life. I dined at small cafes, talked to locals, learned simple recipes. I can live quietly, I said, and enjoy it fully. A call came from Linda. Daniel, I saw Jason's resignation notice. He looks happy. I taught him well, I said, and he's finally free. You're proud, she said. I am, I admitted, because I built him a path to freedom the same way I built one for myself. Evenings were my favorite. I sat on a balcony overlooking the city, wine in hand. I never needed revenge, I whispered. Control and patience were enough. I scrolled through old messages from Olivia once. Smiled faintly. No bitterness, I said. Just wisdom. A waiter brought dessert. I thanked him. Polite. Simple. Grateful. I called Ethan later. I feel whole, I said. I know, he said. It shows. I don't need closure from her, I said. I gave it to myself years ago. You finally see it, he replied. I do, I said. Betrayal was my retirement plan. Her mistake became my foundation. I walked along the piazza. Music floated from a street performer. Children played. Couples laughed. I paused, letting the warmth of the sunset wash over me. Love isn't pain, I said quietly. Love isn't anger. Love is knowing your worth and holding on to it. I thought of Olivia once. Briefly. Not with hatred, not with longing. Just understanding. She doesn't define me anymore, I said. Jason sent a message. Thanks, Daniel. I'm happy. I replied simply, live well. I poured another glass of wine. Sat back. Watched the sun dip below the horizon. Orange, gold, pink. Perfect. I whispered to myself, this is what I worked for. This is what I deserve. No regrets. No vengeance. Just life. Financial security, emotional freedom, simplicity. I reflected on the nights I stayed late, the sacrifices I made, the silence I endured. Each one led here. I took a deep breath. This, I said softly, is the life I built after being thrown away. The sky darkened, stars appearing. Come. Quiet. Oh. I smiled, truly for the first time in years. Love taught me, I whispered. But betrayal freed me. The sunset faded. I stayed. Watching. Learning. Living. And I knew, finally, I had everything I needed.